What's going on, guys? This is Aaron from Departures Capital, and we're here with Steve Swatton, CEO at Copper Corp. Nice to have you back, Steve. How are you doing?
Great. Thanks to have me back.
Yeah, for sure. I know you guys have been up to a lot. We haven't chatted in a couple of months, but I'm excited to get an update. So can you start by giving us an update on the company and everything you've been up to since we last spoke?
Yeah, well, since we last spoke, I think we'd actually initiated our drill program. So now we've just announced the first 4 holes. It's been rather frustrating. I think it's a global situation we're dealing with assay turnarounds, but finally we got our first 4 holes back, and we've got another 7 in the lab, and they're reasonable, and I would say very encouraging results from an iron oxide copper gold, which is in Western Tasmania. It's been drilled in the past by a company called Stellar Resources, and that was 14 years ago. And we've just followed up on their drilling, and we're going to do a bit of more step out drilling as we get a bit more confidence in the system, the strength of the copper gold system that we have. It's actually copper gold copper gold cobalt. And yeah, the first hole was 43 meters at 0.62. We have 2 holes which are similar sort of grades and similar widths over within the same structure. So we're very encouraged by what we see. I mean, what you tend to have happen in these iron oxide copper golds is when you home in on the horizon of interest, it tends to be quite extensive. So it's given us a little bit of hope that we will have more than the 400 meters of strike that we see at surface. And in terms of going forward, we're looking to actually acquire a second rig. We've had planned for about 4,000 meters, and we're going to now do 10,000 meters. So that's the level of enthusiasm we have for what we're looking at right now.
Exciting times for you guys. So Copper Corp recently intersected 43 meters at 0.62% copper in your initial drilling at the Alpine Stellar Zone. Those are great results. Could you tell us more about that?
Well, yeah, I mean, as I explained to you, it's just we're hoping to find more of the same that we just intersected. And therefore our step out geochemistry and the geophysics that we're looking at, which is a combination of the gravity and the mag, seems to suggest that both to the north and to the west we have a similar type of rock package. And if that's the case, then we'll be able to extend our mineralization over 1,000 meters.
Oh, that's great. So Copper Corp recently confirmed new IOCG targets at Alpine. What's next?
Well, we're going to actually start drilling those. So I mean, what we're doing is we're acquiring a second rig, and we're going to continue doing resource definition drilling on the area that we're currently drilling, and then we're going to step out to the west and to the north. The interesting thing about the area to the west is it has quite a different geochemical signature. It has what's called light rare earths, right? Rare earth elements are one of the indicator elements for IOCGs, and it lights up in a way that the area we're drilling doesn't. So we have no idea what the drilling will tell us, but it's very encouraging that we have more of the same and maybe different. Whether it's better or otherwise, we don't know, but it's certainly, you know, it's certainly a nice thing to have in your portfolio, is another geochemical anomaly which seems to be better than the one you're drilling.
Oh, definitely. So we spoke a little bit about this in our previous interviews. Just to refresh our audience, you know, Copper Corp's focus on Tasmania. Could you tell us a little bit about the jurisdiction?
Yeah, look, Tasmania is one of those areas that's undergone a lot of mining and exploration in the past. And in fact, you know, I liken it to some extent to the Golden Triangle of BC, in that you have a propensity of mines and exploration projects within a small area, and relatively small area. And we have the same in Western Tasmania. There's about 10 past and current operating mines in one small part of the state. The rest of the state is effectively out of bounds, and you're not allowed to do any exploration or mining. But this one small area actually derives more than 50% of the revenue for the state. So therefore, it's kind of got a special status. And there's some large mines there, like the 2 million ton Mount Lyell copper mine would be almost world class under current circumstances. When you consider that a 2 million ton ore body is something that a major would look at. We're looking at major style types of mineralization, that sort of size. And the Savage River mine, which is an iron mine 30 kilometers to the north, is a high-grade iron ore mine, which is similar to something in northern Kiruna, which is one of Sweden's, if not Sweden's largest iron mine. So we're in a belt which has not only iron, it has copper, and it also has nickel. So we are in a prospective area which, because of the vegetation cover there, which is extremely thick, it's been largely overlooked, I would say, in the past, simply because it's very difficult to actually get in there. And also with the modern technology we have with better geophysics and better magnetic interpretation. And now we've got results of a geochemistry program on the ground. I'm very encouraged. So it's a jurisdiction that encourages mining. It's been relatively underexplored compared to other areas, and it's a really safe jurisdiction in terms of Australia being a lot better than some of the other areas in the world which are actually producing copper. And by that, I mean, there's a little bit of political uncertainty in Chile, and the environmental situation in Peru means that it's fairly challenging for some of the exploration groups.
Yeah, that's nice to know. Jurisdiction is very important these days. So could you give us any more updates on the drill program, or, catalysts that investors should be looking out for from Copper Corp this year?
Yeah, we're going to be putting out, I would say, a little bit of a deluge of drill results as a result of the fact that the lab has kind of screwed up the order of them. So we're getting them all coming in now. So I had to say the next 2 to 3 weeks, we're going to have quite a few news results out on the drilling. And then as we move to a second drill, we'll be drilling these 2 other areas within the same belt that I was mentioning before.
So yeah, for an exploration company like yourself, these are the exciting times, right?
Oh yeah. And we still have $9 million in the bank. We got a pretty low overhead. We got 4 or 5 geologists working on not only this project, but another project that we're looking to drill later in the year. And we have a small office here. So our burn rate is low, but our effective dollar per value for what we're actually receiving is pretty good for the shareholders, I think.
Oh, that's great. And the price of copper has held up very well. So, what's the one thing, if you had to pick, that you're most excited about going into the later part of the year?
I would say that we'll have a bimodal exploration. We've got one where we're drilling out almost to the resource stage where we are right now. Like, if you consider that in 2016, the average grade of copper mine was 1%. Was 1%. It's about 0.5 to 0.6 is considered economic now. We are almost within the realms of an economic type of resource with what we're drilling at what's called the Stella Alpine. But we also have another project called the Dora project, which is in the skyline, which is also gold and multi-commodity. And it's never been drilled before. And we hope by October of this year, we'll be working on that. So we have a 2-pronged approach, with one going to resource definition and the other one a pure exploration play within a very relatively small area, jurisdiction that encourages exploration and mining.
Yep, should be an exciting year for you guys. So, finally, where's the best place for investors to find out more information about the company?
Yeah, check out our website, and also call the office here in Vancouver is the best place. So it's www.coppercorpinc.com. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Steve, and look forward to having you back on.
Okay, thanks very much. Bye-bye now.
If you like these videos, kindly hit that subscribe button and the bell for notifications. Drop us a comment down below. We'd love to hear from you. And finally, always remember, Departures Capital is for information, education, and entertainment purposes only. Don't buy or sell a stock because you heard it on here. Buy or sell a stock because you've done your research, you've done your thorough due diligence, and you're making your own personal investment decisions for yourself. This video is not financial advice. Furthermore, this video may or may not have been sponsored by the companies that we've profiled within this video, and we may or may not own shares of any of the profiled companies in this video. If you want to know the full disclosure details, check the description down below, along with thoroughly reading our disclaimer. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I look forward to seeing you in our next video.